Tomorrow, it's the start of the 23rd season of JTV Sports High School Football. And joining us this morning from JTV Sports, Noah Baker and Josh Burgett. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. It's an exciting time of year.
It really is. I love this time of year. You know, our whole crew at JTV always talks about how exciting it is to be back. And going through media days a few weeks ago, it was great to be with the coaches and players. And there's a lot of excitement for this year. Feel like you guys just talked about COVID numbers. I feel like we're past that. Like the past 2 years, we always wondered, what are we going to get? And like that's not even part of the conversation anymore. So it's just been great to get back to normal.
Yeah, so we had media days. We've been doing that the last few years. Talk kind of how that came about and talk about all the coverage we've been able to get out of that, Noah.
It started out as kind of a joint thing with us and Tony Garcia, who's now with Channel 6.
Mm-hmm.
We put it together the first couple of years, and I was kind of skeptical at first, like how useful is this going to be, but it's proven to be massively useful throughout the season. We get to bring in every coach and the leaders. We basically tell them, hey, send your 5 leaders. I don't necessarily need, who's going to score the most touchdowns, but who's going to be significant to you on the team. We bring them in and just sit down and chat for about a half an hour and get more information in that half an hour about each individual team than we could get making phone calls all season long.
Yeah,
so. It's
amazing, and the kids seem to appreciate it. It's been great content, and we've really decided that high school sports and our coverage we wanted it to be like it was when you and I grew up, so that's what we're doing. Talk a little bit about what it's been like for you on this side of the high school sports. Obviously, you were a great athlete growing up, and now getting to call those games.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything I wanted it to be, right? I mean, so I always wanted to coach. High school sports is a passion of mine. I love the atmosphere and the environment of high school athletics. I always wanted to be around it, and I just didn't have the time. My career's never allowed me to do it. And I remember sitting on the Bart Hawley show 13 years ago, and you coming down and saying, you ever think about broadcasting? I was like, heck, why not? And now I'm sitting here entering my 12th season, and I just think it's fantastic. For me, it keeps me around sports. It's great to do what we do and call, but I mean, it's the relationships we have with the coaches, the administrators. You get to know the players and just kind of some of the fans and spectators around each area. It's really great, and I love telling the story about high school sports in our area.
Yeah, one of the questions that I get a lot is, how do you guys decide what games end up being televised?
Oh, I write them on little pieces of paper and I throw them in a hat. Really, it's week by week. Brandon almost died there. That was. It's really
okay, Brandon?
It's really week by week, looking at what matchups are going to be the most significant in the area. We're looking at conference standings, kind of seeing where people are, and we try to get to everybody. Some years that's not possible. Some years weather takes control. You have something planned out for 3 weeks, and then you get 3 weeks of storms. So, but no, we really do it week by week, just looking at what's going to be the most significant matchup that week.
What I love, though, is whether you're on a live broadcast, tape-delayed broadcast, pictures, stories, you're covered, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that you can't say about every area in the state, and it's something you can't say about every market. So it's just, I love the fact that on JTV, if you're a high school athlete, you're going to get coverage, and that's great.
No doubt. So we've got a schedule for this weekend.
We do.
Let's see it. And who's our title sponsor this year, Noah?
Avenue Auto.
Awesome.
Brian and the family at Avenue Auto have been wonderful to us. It's been a great few weeks getting to know them, and looking forward to having them with us this year and into the future. They've just been awesome. I can't say enough.
Yeah, thanks to our sponsors. Year after year, sponsors that bring you JTV Sports are the same, and we appreciate that. Again, this year we're sold out. Our advertisers have been with us for the most part, the entire
it's been great.
run of JTV Sports. So
it's nice when you can memorize the reads, because you've done it so often, because the sponsors keep coming back, which is great.
Yeah, now, one thing you and I always kind of go back and forth on is sometimes that game packet's a little too thick. It's going to be thick for you this year, just so you know. Yeah. What are you guys looking forward to most about this season?
You know, for me, it's what's new, and we got 6 new head coaches in the area,
Yeah.
a lot of different cultures and what people are trying to instill into programs, and so I think that'll be interesting. I mean, look, like right down the street, Jackson High, I think it's very interesting. Antonio Parker, I think, is a great hire at Jackson. Just got the job in June, and most times when you think of a coach that just got hired in June, you think about what kind of turnover and transitions that's going to be. Since he's been in the program for 18 years, like that is a smooth transition with a guy who's ready to go. And I remember sitting down at media days with him and his team, like you just felt an energy there that I'm really excited about. They got some athletes too, so I think they're going to be good. There's questions obviously if Lumen can return to Ford Field, and I love that. That's great to have in our area because we're not talking about playoffs for so many teams is the goal,
right?
And we have a number of teams in our area. The playoffs is the expectation,
no doubt.
So I think Lumen absolutely has an opportunity to get back to the Division 7 state championship this year. They got a long way to go, and I think we're going to find out in the first 2 weeks. You open up with New Lothrop, and then we got Traverse City St. Francis here on JTV week 2. We're going to know how good that team is pretty quick. So that'll be great. Cascades, I think, is wide open. Addison, 20-game winning streak in the Cascades Conference. They've won 3 straight Cascades Conference championships, but it'll be interesting to see because they lost a lot from last year's squad. I think they're still the team to beat because nobody has in 3 years. But it'll be interesting to see. Michigan Center made a great run last year, got to the state semifinals. But they lost 20-some-odd seniors.
Yeah, like 22-odd seniors.
Yeah.
So that's a huge loss. Napoleon's a perfect. In my mind, it's a perfect thing to watch this year because you've got a lot of that team last year that got edged out of the playoffs returning. So there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think the Cascades is more open this year than it has been in the last few years. So you could potentially see 2 or 3 teams in that last week playing for a championship.
Who's got the best Friday night atmosphere?
Man,
Tough to beat Michigan Center.
yeah, I was going to say that was the first name that popped in my head. There are other atmospheres I've been in that have just been fantastic. Columbia is always a fun
Grass
time.
Lake does a nice job.
Grass
too.
Lake does a real good job, especially when things are going really well.
Yeah.
And Lumen does a great job. Lumen's got they'll bring in food trucks and things down in the corner and stuff like that. Everybody's got a good atmosphere, but like I said, Michigan Center is the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah. They're all different too.
They are all different. That's what makes it so fun.
Yeah. Northwest, it didn't matter if there was a football game or not.
There's a band. There's a
Good
band
crowd,
show.
that's for sure.
Northwest is an interesting one too. You talk about new coaches.
Yeah.
So you got new coach out there with Stafford Newsom, and I'm interested to see what he can do. There's a lot of excitement about him and that hire, and he's got a number of student athletes who didn't play football in years past to come back and join the football team. And that was one of the goals with hiring him, hiring another coach in the program. So it'll be very interesting to see how he can do it for the Mounties.
We've got more with Josh Burgett and Noah Baker right after this quick break.
If you're looking for a personalized car buying experience, then visit the team at Auto Merchants. Buy, sell, and trade without the backroom haggling. You'll work with one person start to finish. Put our 30 years of financing experience to work finding your next ride.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing. Preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment. Commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence. The confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Come along with JTV and experience Jackson and get to know or reintroduce yourself to some of the best Jackson County has to offer. Join Andy and Rachel as they tour the county interviewing and highlighting Jackson on a visit with Experience Jackson. Whether it's golf, museums, hotels, or events, we'll give you some great ideas on how to spend time in Jackson. Watch on JTV.tv, YouTube, and Experience Jackson social channels.
Improving the air quality in your home isn't a luxury, it's improving your family's lives. Our staff do each job carefully, completely, and with great attention paid to you, the homeowner. We take care to leave each home better than we found it, and when you take your first breath after one of our cleanings, I'm sure you'll agree. We can help keep your home cleaner and your air safer by scheduling a cleaning today. Ducks, we're your indoor air professionals.
Hi, I'm Phil Tripp from Tripp's Collision Centers in Jackson, Lansing, and soon to be East Lansing.
And I'm Barb Tripp, inviting you to join us at this year's Civil War Muster on Saturday, August 27th and Sunday, August 28th at the Cascades.
This year's event will feature food galore, arts and crafts, historical demonstrations, and of course the reenactment battles will start at 2 p.m. both days. Join us as we remember our nation's history on August 27th and 28th at the Civil War Muster.
Welcome back to the morning show. Our show today is brought to you by Vermeulens. They're now in their third generation of being family owned and operated. Check them out today. They have a unbelievable stocked showroom right now and great deals. So check them out, Vermeulens.
Noah Baker's our sports director, and Josh Burgett, one of our top announcers with JTV Sports, getting ready for our first game tomorrow night. Mention all the changes this year. Great series on JTV.tv by Jeff Steers, 2-a-days, all the area teams. Take a look, see their new coach stories, their schedule, key players, and more, along with photos online at JTV.tv. And Jeff will be with you guys, and all season long we'll be at all the games, and even games that we're not doing live or tape delayed, we will be there. So. No, you brought club.
I just brought a little highlight clip from last year, just some of the plays that stuck out.
Let's take a look.
Wheeler will drop back. He'll pump fake. Fires downfield, looking for Wilcox. Wilcox has got it. He turns, stays on his feet, and dives into the end zone. It is a one-play, 55-yard touchdown strike for Western. Pisano from what he's done tonight. It's Pisano again. The 20, cuts back. The 10, 5, Pisano. He's got the hat trick, his third TD tonight. Pisano.
Looks like he's calling a different play. They've got a guy open. There's that quick pass you've been asking for. There's Nahal makes a cut to the middle. Hello, touchdown, Michigan Center. Nahal just faked everyone out, cut to the middle, and it's 20-12. And this extra point attempt is so important now. That takes us from a one-score game to a two-score game. Reed Skate has been money all season.
Here's the play. Huddled, keeper, saw it, he's in! Wow, walking in almost. Saudi! No flags, man, no flags. It's good. Addison, 36, Michigan Center, 35.
Titans, he may get his chance to put it in the air. He'll roll. This is going to be the handoff. Oh man, they go
I never see that play.
the other way, and this one could be 6 points down the sideline. You have got to be kidding me, Colin Morrow into the end zone, a 49-yard score. Wow.
Excellent block there by Aiden Pastoria. He's the one who set that up. 51 yards. Colin Morrow goes to that Statue of Liberty play that Lindy Christie runs so well to the bottom on the 50-yard line.
Hinkle out of the shotgun. They're going to pass.
Looking right at it.
They're going to look for Highland. He's triple covered. Pushes off. He pushed off, but he caught the ball. And he's in for a touchdown. Michigan Center. 50 seconds to go. The home crowd is going nuts, and so is the sideline. Highland comes through. Hinkle put it out there. Highland gets away with the push. Scores the touchdown. 12-7. Michigan Center with the lead. 50 seconds to go.
That clearly wasn't a push off. That was just good
That's
work
just
right
Pat's
there.
opinion.
That's just football, right, Josh? Some of those highlights, man. I never scored a touchdown like that. Did you?
Actually, yeah.
I didn't have many.
I mean, never the highlight ones like that.
I feel like the two. I think I only had two in my career, and both of them were pretty highlights.
Were they?
So, yeah, they were good.
That's awesome.
Both Andy and Josh graduated in 2000.
Yeah.
The year JTV started.
That's right.
Thanks.
So,
yeah, thanks a lot. I know that would have been fun if we had some game tape that we could go back and look at. But you know what? We're getting old, aren't we? It's time to watch the kids.
Yeah, but it's still always good to go back and to reminisce and remember. And that's the great thing about JTV is we provide the opportunity for kids to do that, grandparents to be able to watch. The amount of times we hear about grandparents and things like that are watching from Florida, like what a great opportunity that JTV provides some of these student athletes and their families because they never would have had that opportunity before.
Yeah. No, talk about kind of how our sports department has evolved over the last 15 or so years.
We just keep adding as time goes by, we find new things to do, and we've added people. I mean, adding Jeff Steers was a huge thing for us because it allowed us to have daily sports articles out there, an entire world more pictures out there.
Yeah, Jeff's awesome.
Jeff just has added a ton to everything we do. But I mean, as far as technology, we've developed with technology as things have gone along. I mean, we started out and it was one camera on a rickety little tripod, and now we're a full live broadcast using everything out there to our advantage. Yeah. So. And
you're the live director of the game, so like the people in the background in the truck, that's you, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
If you can just imagine somebody's screaming into a headset for about 2.5 hours, it's just about the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to coordinate the down camera guy, top camera guy I don't have to deal as much with, and then work with the talent to make sure we're going in and out of breaks at times, running graphics, all that stuff.
Do you like it when I text you 5 minutes after the game starts?
Josh can answer that question. Josh can tell you what I think of those.
I will say I love being at a game when Noah's there because everything is under control always. I mean, we are always blessed to have a sports director and quite frankly an entire crew, our camera guys and ladies and our photographers and the on-air personalities that you'll see, you heard during the highlight clip. I mean, I just love the family that we've developed here at JTV and who we get to spend the Thursday and Friday nights with and call some football games.
No, we've got some of the best people working with us, and I can't speak enough about our crew. The versatility and ability. It's wonderful working with us.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. You guys put so much into it, and we certainly appreciate it. And I know the community does. Let's take a look at our Week 1 schedule one more time. Noah, who we got?
We got returning state champion, D8 state champion.
They any good?
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
And they're making the trek to Division 7 now this year, which will be interesting. We talked about new coaches.
Yes.
You know, Hanover Horton's got David Messer, who's taking over the reins at Hanover Horton, so that'll be interesting to see kind of the new look Comets taking on a really tough Hudson team.
Yep, and then Friday night we're not able to do the game live, but we will air at 10:30 on the dot. St. John's at Western. St. John's looks to be an improved team this year. And Western just looks to continue to churn on. They've become one of those teams that the playoffs is the expectation now.
Yeah, they've made the playoffs 5 straight years,
right?
And they're looking to add to that. They won their second district championship last year. Nick Rulowitz is doing a great job. He'll be in his second year. Great opportunity for the Panthers out there, Western.
And then on Saturday, we will add into the rotation the traditional rivalry, Columbia Central at Napoleon.
All right.
Columbia Central 0-9 last year, lost to Napoleon for the first time since 2013, so it was 14, excuse me. But that's a new coach out there in Columbia Central, so it should be a great game.
We'll see you at the game. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
From JTV Sports, Noah Baker and Josh Burgett. More in the morning show after this.
Minuteman Sewer and Drains, because no matter when it is, as always, Minuteman Sewer and Drain is there with same-day service 24/7, 365. Minuteman Sewer and Drain will be there on that day when you need them. MinutemanSewer.com.
It's that time of the year again. Do you have a student in need of a physical? Whether it is for your student athlete to be ready for action or your student to be ready for school, now is the perfect time to make sure their health needs are up to date. The Center for Family Health offers physicals for all children and teens. Let us make it easy to get your student's annual physical off your checklist. Call 517-748-5500 to schedule your appointment today. The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years. It's that time of the year again. Do you have a student in need of a physical? Whether it is for your student athlete to be ready for action or your student to be ready for school, now is the perfect time to make sure their health needs are up to date. The Center for Family Health offers physicals for all children and teens. Let us make it easy to get your student's annual physical off your checklist. Call 517-748-5500 to schedule your appointment today. The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years.
Over time, we've seen more and more people frustrated with their dental benefits. They thought that because they had dental insurance, they'd be well taken care of. Well, that's exactly what the insurance companies want you to believe. They figured out a way to collect your premiums while continuing to limit your choice of doctor and your choice of treatment. There's not one company better than the others. They've created an environment where dentists diagnose treatment or recommend care based upon your insurance dollars available. That's not the way people should be treated, and we think there's a better way. We put the interest of you and your family first. We take the time with you to figure out how to get the care you need, whether it's with your insurance or not.
We are Dentistry by Design, and our mission is to make excellent dental care a joy. Please call, visit the website, or drop by the office. We'd love to answer any questions you may have. And be sure to ask about our exclusive membership program to help you save on the cost of your dental care.
So you think your house has mold? You're not alone. For more than 15 years, Midwest Enviro Solutions has been helping people identify and destroy mold in their homes and buildings. Our thorough inspection covers every aspect of your property, from the attic to the basement to the foundation, in less than an hour. If mold is identified, we know just how to get rid of it with all natural processes and keep it out. We can also turn crawl spaces into dry places with crawl space encapsulation. Call us today